Hello, I'm Keris, and today I'm going to show you how to make a scrub hat, but this time it's got a tie back instead of elastic. Okay, so this hat has two pieces. It has the head piece and it has the bit that comes around to the ties. I'm going to show you how to make this pattern so you don't have to try and worry about printing one off. Okay, the first piece of pattern we need is the top of the hat. Now this is drawn from I've drawn around a 22.5cm plate to make the circle. I stuck on another piece of paper and then I extended it by 8cm from the circle and 10cm across, and then I just curved it to meet up. Okay, so then you end up with this shape here. Then you need the piece that goes round your head. So this is the crown, this is the side. Now this is a little bit more complicated than our last pattern. It's 42cm across, and then from here 24cm until it curves down to make the ties, and I've done the ties 14cm long, and this is about 5cm. This symbol here, which is really badly drawn on here, should have two arrows at the end there, means the fold. So when I put this on the fabric, there will be a fold here. I'll put this down, and then when I cut it, I'll open it out and there'll be two of them. Okay, I've got this amazing watermelon fabric, and the reason I've chosen it for this video is because you can easily see the back and the front. Okay, so this is the right side, this is the wrong side where the pattern is faded. So I've got my two pattern pieces. I've got my crown piece and I've got my side piece. Now this side piece, as I was trying to explain quite badly just now, it needs to be cut on the fold. So what I'm going to do, I should have ironed my fabric, but I've been ironing an awful lot recently. So now what I want to do is I want to fold this over so that I'm using the fabric economically. But I do need the fold of the fabric, which you can see here, to be on this piece here, where it's got that symbol for fold. Okay, so I'm going to place it there. I'm going to pin this down, and I'm going to pin my other piece down, and I'm going to cut them out. Okay, so now we're going to attach the crown of the hat to the side of the hat, and what we need to do is find the middle of both of these, so the middle of that section and the middle of this circle. So what I'm going to do is fold this in half. It doesn't have to be exact, and I'm going to put a pin in where my top bit is. Okay, so now I know I've found the middle of that, and I do exactly the same with this. I fold this one in half. I can iron it with my fingers a little bit, and it should make a mark so I can see it. There we go. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is attach this one to this one. Now this is again a 3D object. So what we're going to do is match these edges, so this edge and this edge together, right sides together, so nice sides together. Okay, I'm going to start in the middle here where these two pins are. And then I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to try and match the edges, going around like this. Put a pin in. Match the edges. Put a pin in. Match the edges. Okay, I'm going to do that the same on both sides until I get to this curved area here. Okay, I'm now going to sew these two pieces together 1.5 centimeters, starting at my last pin. Okay, so that's there roughly. Take out the first pin, go forwards a little bit, backwards a little bit, and then all the way around. Now, I'm going to leave my pins in because I want them to secure the fabric, but I'm going to go slowly over them. I'm also going to keep making sure my hands go under here to pull this away, because the last thing you want to do is sew your side to the top where you don't want it to be. And you can feel actually here with your finger how many layers of fabric you've got. Okay, so if you can see here, if I carried on sewing, these two bits would sew together, and I don't want that, so I'm going to pull this right underneath. And I'm going to feel here with my fingers to see how many layers of fabric I'm sewing. I can feel there's just two. Again, I'm going to turn it over, pull it underneath, keep going around, going slowly when I get to my pins, just to make sure my needle's not going to go over the pin. Again, I'm going to put it under, so I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. Okay, I'm going to use the overlocker to finish off this edge. I'm going to go all around this circular edge, and then I'm also going to go down this piece here. Okay, I'm going to overlock all the way around there. If you're doing this without an overlocker, you can zigzag round, or you can do a double turn under. like that, okay, all the way around. I'm just going to overlock it. Okay, so our hat is basically a hat now, and now we need to just finish off these this long edge. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to turn it under twice. So I'm going to turn it under a tiny bit, and then I'm going to turn it under again and put a pin in it. Okay, so you're turning it under a little bit, and then under again, putting a pin in it. Now it doesn't matter if this isn't very even. If you look here, there's a really narrow bit and then there's a wider bit. No one's going to mind what yours looks like. When you get to the corner here, unwrap it, do the end first, so tiny bit and then another tiny bit, and then fold this back and a tiny bit. Okay, and then you've got a nice square at the end there. Again, put a pin in it. Okay, what you can do is you do that all the way around the rest of the hat, and then it's finished, and then you're going to stitch it. Now I'm going to show you how to stitch this little piece, and then I'm going to do the whole thing. So put it under your machine as normal. Now I like to line things up. If you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that. What I'm doing is lining up this edge that I've turned with the inside of that part of the ski of the foot, and then I know that it will stitch very close to the edge. So I'm going to do a little bit of straight stitch, a bit of back stitch, and then carry on. I've changed my mind there. I'm going to actually line it up with that little tiny arrow in there. I don't know if you can see it, but that'd make it even closer to the edge, which is what I want. Okay, now it's quite a slow job. Don't go too fast because you might come off the edge. You can also do this with bias binding if you want to do that instead. Okay, so when you get to a pin, obviously take it out. Keep going around. I'm just going to pull it around so you can see. Okay, so it's just a really thin turned edge. Now finish it off. I'm now going to do the rest of the hat. And that's your hat finished. It's got a tie at the back, so it's easy to do up. They're all very stylish and we should all be wearing them by the end of the summer. Goodbye.